the bottom left, it's going to be the blue Zerg of this series. It's going to be Rogue, and he takes on MaxPax in this winners match of Group A of the round of 16. Winner is the first play into the playoffs. Wow. Austin, your thoughts?
And what?
Your thoughts?
My thoughts? My thoughts are... It's surprising. I don't think a lot of people would have looked at the bracket and thought to themselves, today we're going to see MaxPax versus Rogue in the winner bracket match. Actually, that's not true. I think a lot of people would have seen...
A lot of people would have thought that, yeah.
Yeah. But that's because they're ill-informed. If they were better informed, they would have predicted something else. Sometimes the idiots are right, and that would have been the case today.
What would your prediction have been?
MaxPax versus Rogue in the winners match.
MaxPax Rogue. You're an idiot.
Yeah.
Very cool. Good to know.
Do you know the little thing in the where you have like the bell curve, and then on the one guy you have like the caveman looking guy. In the middle you have the angry nerd, and on the right guy you have a guy. I think you look like a Star Wars. He's in a hoodie or something. Yeah. Like a Jedi. And then the caveman and the Jedi think the same thing, and the nerd gets angry. Yeah. Yeah. I'm the Jedi. You are the caveman.
We think the same thing.
Yes.
And on Twitch chat gets angry at us.
Yeah, they're the nerds.
Yeah. Makes sense.
I think he has glasses, the guy in the meme.
Yeah.
Which is a straight indicator that he's either a nerd or ugly in popular culture.
Love it.
Yeah. It's my favorite type of movie, you know, where you have a transformation of a person and all they do is take off the glasses and now they're good looking. Zac Efron in glasses? Ew, disgusting. Without the glasses? Whoa. A real hottie wardy. That's how he is.
A real hottie.
Good lord.
Crazy stuff.
Truly.
Crazy, crazy stuff. Alright. We are getting into this best of 5. What chance do you give Rogue against MaxPax in a best of 5? I think this is very tough for Rogue now.
Yeah. I find this very tough. I think MaxPax has such a good early game that if you're not completely on point, you usually just kind of die, which could be an issue. I also feel like Rogue is very late game focused, and that might be an issue too here. Now, we saw Rogue be extremely successful against Creator earlier. I am wondering if that's going to be the case here against Max. We'll have to wait and see.
Rogue's never beaten MaxPax since his return from the military. And MaxPax dropped a couple of maps here and there against Rogue, but right now on at least a 10-map winning streak, so... There's,
10 maps.
Yeah, it's very, very good for MaxPax, looking pretty darn good for him when you look at the stats. But maybe today's the day where those stats get changed.
That is true. Double Ling run by so far, achieving very little. A little bit of mining time being lost though, so perhaps not even the end of the world. Adept is going to move back home with 3 kills on his resume. Can be bragging about that on his LinkedIn. As at the same time, the Ling in the main base is going to get the full scout. We have a lot of Lings moving across the map. If they catch this Adept, that would be nice, but the Oracle is going to come in as well. Should be capable of saving it, and the Adept is in the wall just in time. What could have been pretty awkward ends up being just fine here for MaxPax as he enters the wall at the perfect time. How many Lings was this in total? 10 Lings are still alive. 6 Lings have gone down. So that is 16 Ling early game, achieving nothing. Getting a single Adept kill. Is that enough, Wardy? I think the answer is no.
I think the answer is no. I mean, it's just a lot of Lings made for no gain, right? Really? So... It's not feeling good, it's not feeling too pretty. We do have the Oracle across the map. He's going to find a lava. It's not a bad way of... a very minor way of slowing the Zerg down, but still helps. Now forces the Spore Crawler as well, so that's also going to be effective and impactful.
Absolutely. Twilight Council plus Forge on the way here for MaxPax. It's going to be quite late, given that this was a double Oracle opener. Does make me believe he's going to play the fast Templar Archives build as well. Not really focused on going for a quick attack with Blink Stalkers, for example. So he gets a couple of kills with this Oracle. This is what I'm talking about when I say MaxPax has good early game. He is so fast. Flying with these Oracles, running across the map with these Adepts, just getting damage where other people cannot. Him and Hero are leagues above basically every other Protoss player.
leagues above as the Lings are going to show up. They're going to jump onto that pylon. They'll begin to look for a little bit of damage. Look to try and cancel. There's a couple of Stalkers warping in, but the Oracle gets back and is going to play the saving grace. As you see, a couple of Adepts will activate up and try and get something done on the other side. So MaxPax looking for opportunity, deny some creep maybe. If nothing else, in general, just being on this side of the map is a good little bit of pressure for these early stages. And I'd say Rogue so far handling it well. I mean, he's not taking a bunch of damage yet. Plus 4 drones, it could be a lot worse. And he's going to force these Adepts to not shade in. And they're going to walk away for now instead.
13 more drones on the way here. Rogue is already trying to get back into droning big time, as he should be safe here. I'm expecting a range upgrade straight away, and we have seen Rogue very keen on fast infestation pits as well. So I'm just curious to see where this really is gonna go. So far he hasn't started an Evo chamber upgrade yet, which just surprised me a little bit. We also don't have a Roach Warren, by the way, which surprised me more. Is this just straight Hydra list then?
I guess so. Some Ling Hydra and then... I mean,
infestation pit, right? It has to be.
Yeah, I'd say so.
But straight away is what I would think. Unless it's going to be like a Ling Hydra attack, which is very rare to see. But he's completely skipping the Evo chamber upgrades.
I mean,
Ling run by onto the third base here. MaxPax not really in position defensively with anything. Warps in 2 Stalkers, 2 Zealots, and has a battery. Recharge is available too. So I don't think that Rogue is going to be capable of achieving really anything here.
The Oracle's going to activate a few Zerglings. Take a few more shots. The Stalkers and the Adept step back out the right side. 22 Lings in production. Missiles and Hydra range coming up as well for the moment.
Okay, Oracles are going to come back home. We'll help out with stasis wards as well as with some revelations in the mix. Ling count is growing steadily. It's going to help out significantly as well. 3 of the Lings will activate a stasis ward as MaxPax blinks back into a safe zone. 15 new Hydras on the way. I mean, we're already getting Storm out. Once you get Storm 4-5 Templar against Ling Hydra, life theoretically should be very good. That was a great stasis ward that helped MaxPax massively in keeping those Stalkers alive. There is a Spire going up behind it, so it's going to be Ling Hydra into 8 gas, and then a mass Mura transition. This is definitely what we'd consider a strategy.
It's definitely a very fun way of playing from Rogue. It's very like Rogue, right? So, hey, if he's going to win a series in a best of 5 against MaxPax, he might need to have a few tricks up his sleeve. So, perhaps that ain't something that's so surprising overall.
Yeah, this is a big trick to pull out, though. It's difficult to hide. It is very, very difficult to hide. This is not the coin behind the ear. You know, this is like a boombox behind the ear. It's like, where the hell did you get that from? So, yeah. I'm surprised too that I managed to get away with it, because you have so many Hydras here that cost a lot of gas. Your opponent already has Storm. You're relying extremely hard here on MaxPax never seeing that there is no Hive. You rely on MaxPax never seeing the fact that you're saving up like probably close to 3k, 3.2k resources to get a Mura transition going. And even if MaxPax misses all of it, if his response in the moment is good, he's probably just gonna kill you straight up. So many things need to go right for you. And right now, not a whole lot has gone right quite yet for Rogue.
Let's see, Rogue trying to get those mutas out. MaxPax is right here. He's going to try and take this fight. Could do with a few more units showing up. A couple of Archons in the back will definitely be a little bit of buffer for this army that was looking a little weak. 11 mutas, obviously going to be an anti-air check, but I think we've got plenty of that, which means the mutas will have to go across the map and try and see if they can cause some chaos. There's a little bit of action down the bottom base as well, so as MaxPax threatens at the front, we are going to be seeing a couple of Zealots that are going to have the mutas jump onto them to play cleanup. It's been a good spread from Rogue. He's staying away from any kind of major Storm availability from MaxPax. We actually have extra Zealots showing up as well, and that's going to start getting dangerous for these Hydras, and MaxPax may be close to breaking through on the ground. If he can deal with the mutas, they're going to fly right in, go after the Prism. That's a cancel on the warp, and there's not enough anti-air here. Mutas will eat a few more shots. They need to try and keep themselves alive, but they are going to be good, and that is the cleanup. Rogue is going to shut this down and push this back.
Absolutely illegal defense here out of Rogue, as he's going to hold on. Mutas make their way across the map. This was MaxPax attacking in someone that is practically 4-base all-inning with his stack and moving on creep. taking some god-awful fights, but despite that, MaxPax might still have the ability to do something here. Muta's come in to snipe the Templar. That is a very cool maneuver. One Templar with legitimately 2 HP and 79 energy is not going to be capable of storing. MaxPax has so much cash in the bank, but he does not have the production facilities to use it. And after losing 14 workers and a fort base, right now the eco is pretty even again. Double Zealot Warpin is going to go into the third base of Rogue. As a Tempest and Mothership is coming out as well over here. We have no Templars available. Rogue is going to be doing honestly, the impossible and winning a game with pure Ling Hydra Mutalisk as he takes out this third base as well. This Templar does not have Storm. These Archons are going to go down. The double Zealot harass didn't do enough damage. Ooh, maybe with this Zealot Warpin, this is still going to get pushed back. It is, of course, +2 Zealots against just +1 Hydras. And we have a double expand right now for MaxPax. So perhaps it's not even over yet.
Yeah, he's going to double expand back up, get back on track. And he's got the Tempest coming out so you can try and fight a little bit more from a defensive kind of point of view. And just set up for the future, perhaps.
What is the chance that MaxPax believes there's going to be like a lurker follow-up push? I don't think he understands that he's playing against someone that's still on lair tech, which is a huge deal.
Yeah, the Tempest definitely feel too early for, anything that Rogue could realistically make right now, but like I say, it's kind of like future-proofing, but at a point where you need to kind of make sure you're alive and, in the here and now instead. Like, let's think about this moment rather than the other moments.
Yeah.
It's definitely a bit of a problem. Storm onto the Hydras. So you can see there's just not the buffer there, really, for MaxPax. Like, the Storm is nice, it's scary, but if those Hydras get to that army, it's going to die so quickly, and that is the problem. You've got to play so afraid of it as MaxPax, and that first Storm there goes down, that doesn't do much either.
This is such a good control out of Rogue, by the way. I just want to say that, like, really, really crazy control out of Rogue, if you ask me. As he doesn't really get hit by any of these Storms on top of the Hydra army. He's going to be pushing in forward as the Tempests are now trying to move back. No more Storms are available. Do we have a recharge? Yes, we have a recharge. So 2 more Storms will come in clutch here as the Tempests in the back are helping out. 62 workers to 68. Oh, I would have loved for Rogue to just attack that fort base a little bit longer, perhaps. That would have been a guaranteed kill. He's now going to go back to try and finish it. But the Mothership is there. He's going to clear these Lings and Hydra. At the same time, there's still 2 Tempests around. 1 cannon at the third base as well. This is over by no means, Wardy. If new Stormers arrive, if more Tempests get added into the mix and the Hydra count remains so small, I'm not sure if Rogue can actually do that. This Mothership has so much damage output, so much tanking. With only +1 on these Hydras, I don't think there's enough damage there. Fourth base is still alive. Third base is still up. Yes, Rogue is on 5 bases, but he practically has 3 base eco. He's adding in 3 Overseers into the mix. He's gonna snipe the far right side right now, and he adds +1 on the Spire. I think +1 on the Spire. Ooh, if he gets these workers, that would be huge.
Very nearly. I mean, this Nexus will go down, so that will at least be the kill that we get. And as the extra Hydras are still just building through. Ooh, Time Wolf going to catch the Hydras, going to maybe force the fight a little bit. You still don't really want to fight inside of that, so you're not going to see Rogue losing a couple more units as he gets forced away. He's actually going to go build a couple of drones as well, as he lost a couple, but he's just going to need more. Like, 6 drones ain't going to cut it the way that this game is headed.
I was going to ask the same thing. What do you think of just going up to like low 80s in the drones right now? Because your opponent, their main is mining out, their natural is mining out, and they don't have a fort base. So you have 5 bases. If you manage to saturate them even just a little bit, like the income is going to be crazy. The snipe on the left side is brilliant too here out of Rogue. His movement is honestly so freaking sick. He also hasn't taken a lot of damage against the Zealot run-bys that MaxPax has been consistently sending out, which is very difficult to deal with if you're fighting with pure Ling Hydra armies. First 5 Corruptors are now on the way out, +1 Rage is on the way, we have melee upgrades coming in, as well as Overlord speed. These 3 Zealots are going to get taken out. Rogue once again doing a good job cleaning this all up as he runs into 78 workers, soon on 10 gases as well, once he mines out this blocking mineral patch that stops the Rich Vespine Geyser. And he's also taking a 6th base already. So Rogue, despite his really weird position, finds the clarity of mind to make some, in my mind, brilliant calls that should be hard to make unless you have full information. So Rogue, brilliant decision making. Really, really good.
Yeah, doing a fantastic job of this. Corruptors on the way through. Ling Hydra coming up. The melee upgrade is not far from finished as well, so we're going to rely a little bit on these Lings in the future, perhaps. And Rogue just actually pressing creep quite nicely up this left side as well, which could be nice. Opening up to that 4th base of MaxPax could be a great way for him to kind of access into that location and maybe start punishing and putting MaxPax into trouble. once more. As
Yeah.
results on the right side get caught too, so they're going to get a couple of Hydras, but in general, getting this run by now rather than when it's across the map is generally going to be seen as a win, because you don't have to lose any workers for it.
Yeah, and Rogue has been consistent in catching all of these run-bys. Yes, he loses a Hydra and a Ling occasionally, but 7 Zealots for 2 Hydras is a trade that Rogue absolutely is willing to take, given the economies of both players here right now. 6 base versus 4. Now, I will put a little footnote in there that if MaxPax manages to survive on 8 gases and Rogue never gets into Hive Tech, I do not think there is a way for Rogue to take good trades. Like, Rogue has a legitimately terrible army if the opponent ever manages to max out. But right now, Rogue still has a massive supply lead. As he flies in with these Corruptors, he's going to commit onto the Mothership and the Tempest. A lot of these air units are taking serious damage. Ground forces of the Hydras are just bursting through as well. The storm count isn't high enough, as there was 2 full energy Templars on the bottom side rather than with this army. And yes, all the Corruptors have died, but a lot of the stuff in the air has died too for MaxPax, and he's down to 90 supply. Rogue doubling his supply. More workers, more bases. He's having a blast right now, Wardy.
Yep. No, I mean, it's just looking good for Rogue. Some of these Corruptors are actually still alive. Going to go after the Stargates and then main with some caustic sprays. And just going to be seeing the Hydras obviously still building back up for another round of this. Rogue looking good to take this game 1 on ley lines in this winners matchup. And yeah, first time taking a map off MaxPax in a while. What a way to open this series, right? Get some confidence behind you as GG gets called with that final fight.
Crazy strat.
You know, even there, it's a lot of progress for Rogue compared to what he's been doing recently when he's played MaxPax.
Yeah. Good start for sure for Rogue. Now, the past few times we've witnessed Rogue play this map, he always went for the gold mineral patch mine out and then into whatever else. So we've seen just gold base on his side, gold base on the other side, gold base, just lots of gold base stuff. And I'm not necessarily a huge fan of it. I think it has some value, but I'm not sure how much value it really has. As there's no way here for the Protoss to block this hatchery either. So we actually see MaxPax opening up with a Gate Scout. So I think MaxPax is honestly just expecting this. What do you think Rogue is going to do from here? Is he going to play triple hatch?
It's always very interesting, right? Because I feel like we see so many scenarios where... this gold base gets taken like it's almost regular at this point. Obviously, there's so much aggression you can throw in from it, but then it's expected. So do you just try and mine from it, and then you know, kind of play the more normal game otherwise? I feel like that always leaves such a target on your back, though, with that base just being there the entire time. It's going to get broken at some stage, you'd imagine. So that's a very tough question. I feel like this map's been so interesting because it's like, isn't it weird that this is the standard for this map, even though it's like completely bonkers, really?
Yeah. I think that drone was to deny a potential cannon rush, probably, right?
Seems reasonable.
I think because we've seen that a bit recently, like people trying to cannon rush this gold base. It's not what MaxPax went for. MaxPax instead just went for a Nexus and a Cybercore. Rogue is going to start mining the gold right now. Oh, needs to send these drones back to mining. Oh no, they're going to go the long way around. Losing quite a bit of mining time there. That is expensive because you already lose a lot of mining time. Such an awkward situation here for the Protoss player. It feels really weird, by the way. Wait, did MaxPax mine out his own gold minerals?
Yeah, he must have done. 2 of them. 2 out of 3 that you need to, I guess.
What?
Going down for another. Or is he just gonna? Is he just trying to pylon wall already? That doesn't make sense.
I think it's for the adept harass.
Yeah. That obviously opens the door for something that Rogue might want to do in a bit, which is just, you know, be aggressive with Lings. I guess now you pylon block to refill if you need it.
Yeah, but that is scary as hell because you can always get like queen walked as well. Like you're 1 creep tumor away from... You could spine rush that.
Yeah, that's a good point. We're actually seeing a lot of Lings building as well, so Rogue has intentions, man.
Yeah, not good ones. This is not a well-intentioned Zerg, Wardy.
No,
this is a bad boy.
A bad boy Rogue, yeah. Oh, yeah. Adepts need to be careful here. There's a couple of Lings coming about. Some of the Lings already going to check as well. Going to see the doorway is open. They're going to get a probe there, so that already goes down. And right now, there's one Adept building, but the Ling's already coming through. Ling speed's not far from finishing. Adepts will recall. We're going to go after the pylon on the natural. The recall had to go into the main base because that's where the energy was. We are seconds away from Ling speed, and that's going to make this so much more difficult for these Adepts. Can they collect together? Can they be enough? As the Lings continue to fight here right now, Ling speed finishes up. Now we do have to break through that pylon, but it seems very doable. As the pylon on the low ground going to go down, although the Oracle shows up, I guess we just go for this pylon anyway. Getting rid of more Adept potential is a huge factor. As there goes the pylon here, and this Oracle will eat an energy overcharge. We're going to fight under the Oracle. Do we like that, or should we be running away?
Yeah, I'm not entirely sure. I think this ends up being okay. I'm surprised there's no queens with this push, by the way. We have 2 queens available. Them fighting against the Oracle would be great. This was such a surprising call out of MaxPax. He shoots himself in the foot and then is surprised that his foot is bleeding. It's kind of what it feels like. It's like, oh, I opened the door, I let the Zerglings in. Wait, I'm being Ling flooded. That sucks. It's like, yeah. It's like Rogue does this every single game. He was going to mine it for you, buddy. I mean, these Lings are just dealing so much freaking damage. There's no tumor coming in. So it means eventually probably the Oracle should be capable of cleaning all of this up. Because you can't really transfuse. More queens might need to make their way across the map. But this is already distracting these Oracles so much. And all you need to do is clear this natural. Once you clear the natural, you will be fine. Or if you kill enough workers, you're also going to be fine. Pylon is going to get taken out. Adept gets warped in the main base though. So that should be in time. Third Oracle is on the way here right now as well. Next energy recharge will be available too. I actually think MaxPax might be capable of surviving here. As long as he can keep his natural going, he needs an energy recharge on this Oracle. He might just be fine.
Another Oracle on the way. We're getting to the point where these Oracles will be able to keep on doing a lot. This Oracle's about to be out of energy, but there is the new recharge available, so the Oracle is set to go again. Those 2 queens going down was a huge deal. You mentioned no creep there. It just felt like Rogue was not ready for just how well this might go, and like he wasn't ready to bring the queens across. Kurtima does get targeted, but doesn't go down. The Ling is going to float through toward the main base once more, try and put some pressure up, force the Oracles to chase after and give the queens chance to step on in. But still building Lings, so Rogue is not going to slow this down. Can he eventually get this next? He's going to go back toward the pylon, try and shut down the warp gate again, but it should allow for one more warp in if MaxPax can afford it. But he's just building Oracle after Oracle, 5th Oracle now on the way up. I feel like that basically means this is held.
I would love to see a Spore Crawler here. Like, if you go for an aggressive Spore Crawler and you push through, like, there is no gateway units, right? If these queens can fight the Oracles, you win. Don't forget, only 1 Oracle has infinite energy. Not all of them have that. So you also have some energy management going on over here. Once again, Rogue is going to move out without the transfuses available because he's off creep. He has enough energy for at least 2 transfuses. 4 queens against... I mean, 4 Oracles should still be fine for him. As long as he can kind of keep tricking MaxPax into using more and more energy, that would be great. Yeah, a Spore now is gonna get constructed over here as well. As we do have some transfuses ready. 1 Oracle's gonna get taken out. This gives the Lings the ability to flood into the main base as well. All the queens are gonna get targeted down, as MaxPax is gonna move back into the main base. Without a Spore attacking into that is kind of crazy to me. Rogue did it once more, has a lot of Lings still available, and majority of the Oracles are now out of energy. New battery is here to heal the probes. As long as you keep 20 probes alive, eventually I think the Oracles might be fine. It's gonna be so freaking close. Battery now out of energy means more workers are gonna die. We're gonna fall below 20 workers, and this is where it starts getting really scary, because you're not mining a whole lot anymore at this point.
Yeah, but all those Lings do go down. Rogue only has a handful left. Spores are stepping forward to own the natural. And like you said before, there's not going to be any gateway units, right? So maybe 1 or 2, but not a lot. And that means that those Spores are very difficult to get rid of. And it really challenges what the Oracles can do here at this stage. This Oracle going across the map, going to get hit by the Queen a couple of times. The Lings will eventually get rid of the natural here. This Oracle tries to get the mineral line. Will force some drones away. Going to be super low on energy. 3 workers killed, though. The Rogue is only a 13-worker Zerg. So... that is impactful. We can go after the structures down there. Some more drones are going to move across as the Spores are going to move up to the main. Queen's going down at the same time, though.
If he would have ignored the queens and gone for more drone kills, that would have been a brilliant play out of MaxPax. He could have eventually just survived on 1 base. He can perhaps still do that, by the way. If he puts Rogue down to what? Like 5-6 workers? Look at his Oracle. Full energy. It's gonna get at least 4 worker kills over here. Oh, it's only gonna get 2 actually. Main base is completely devoid of any defense whatsoever. There are 4 Oracles which can deal with Lings. We are getting Zealots as well. I would love to see Stalkers, but there's no Cybercore.
No.
This Oracle needs to move into the main base of Rogue. If he gets those 4 worker kills, that would be huge. Meanwhile, Rogue probably needs to just build a Spore somewhere to make sure he doesn't lose absolutely everything. Void Ray is on the way out as well right now. Lings are going to go target down this assimilator. This is one of the legit craziest games I've seen in my life. MaxPax is wanting to go for the workers on the gold, but doesn't dare committing to it with all of his oracles for now.
Yeah, I mean, the Void Ray coming out is going to be nice, but the Spores are going to be right up against this Nexus. We are going to have to go with everything. We do have a bit of energy on all the Oracles. That will help. There's 2 Queens here. One of them, at least, I believe, has a Transfusion as well, which should also aid. We're going to drain the battery energy already as the Lings attack into this mineral line and do some damage. The battery is drained then. 3rd Queen into this main base of Rogue, and obviously we are close to just hitting this Nexus down. There's the Oracles going, by the way. 7 drones left for Rogue, so the Oracles commit to the other side. And then we've got to be able to fight over here. Rogue is getting to the last few units of production that he will get in this game. He's going to take this fight on the Zealots. He sees the opportunity, but they get back into the wall. And the Queens will just continue to poke and prod at the Void Ray and everything else. I mean, by basically asking, can the Oracle and Void bust through these Queens? Force Field tries to come down. The Lings do not get the grab on the Zealots again. I'd love to see maybe a couple of these Lings just stay on the Nexus throughout this as well. This is getting extremely close. The Void Ray activating again. The Spores dare not move at this point, right? Because if you move them further forward, that might just be the moment that MaxPax feels like he can commit.
I think all the Void Ray needs to do is just... Oh my god, the Void goes down! Huge little move here out of Rogue, sniping that Void. More Stalkers are being warped in right now. Nexus is falling lower and lower. Don't forget, it is 6 workers against 16. MaxPax is outmining his opponents. He goes in with the Oracles, doesn't lose any. Energy recharge not available quite yet. We have, what, 3-4 batteries here in the back. One of them still has a bit of energy. The others are regaining it. Stalkers probably need to be shooting those Queens. If you can target down the Queens, there's nothing that can really attack the Nexus right now. And the worker count is so freaking low for Rogue that could be a real play. So I think what MaxPax might want to do here, target down the Queens, eventually even go in with the Oracles to clear the Queens completely. Rogue is going to pull back, which is a blunder. Because that means that MaxPax can just go across the map and kill all the remaining drones with his Oracles. Why would he do... Well, he's containing him on 2 bays on 6 drones. That makes no sense.
No, I have no idea what he wants to do here. In what... I mean... What? He's just going to pull back to the gold and start mining off the gold and think that's good enough? I hate it.
I mean, maybe it is.
You think?
4 mineral patches in the main base. So that is 8 workers that are mining effectively there. You're going to have 8 workers mining effectively on your minerals. So you're going to have slightly better income, maybe? Because you have more patches and you mine more.
But these oracles are now just regenerating energy. And so surely...
What are they going to do? What was these oracles going to do, Wardy?
But you don't think that, like, 5 oracles could just maybe dive the spores at some point? Because now we're splitting defense on 2 places. We're defending the gold and outside of the base. Although no detect...
Yeah, maybe it's not brilliant.
Oh, he heals the oracles with the healing shrine as well. So any of the low HP oracles have just been taken away. They're full HP.
And they can definitely dive the spore outside.
Yeah. That's what I mean, right? Like, the spores here are just on their own. Because you're defending people. He had to put a bunch of the queens on the spores, on the gold base. Here we go, we're going to dive the spores.
This spore is going to get taken out here right now. And you can just micro back to that healing shrine every single time.
Queen in trouble as well. Transfusion's trying to do their thing. We are going to try and fight. We actually get rid of an oracle. Every unit is going to matter a lot right now. MaxPax can't make mistakes like that. But there's just no denying the healing of the healing shrine. Like, these oracles can just heal back up. Wow.
3 more overlords on the way. Really? 3 at the same time?
Yeah, we're playing like an early game, basically.
We have 9 workers, bro. Where are we getting the cash from to produce this much? He's going to add a spore as well. He's not even supply block anymore. Guess his plan was to lose that overlord on the other side of the map. We now have a serious zealot sentry force as well.
I mean,
2 spores are building. Right now, the mineral line is empty, Wardy.
Yeah.
Dude, roleplay is so freaking risky. It's insane.
Yep, he took a little bit of a gamble that it would be alright, but it's going to pay off for him as the oracles arrive and the spores are in position. The queens need to be careful as well. Obviously, you don't want to let those be too out of position. 4 oracles feels way less scary. I love the glaives, though. That feels like something we're not prepped to deal with at all as Rogue. As MaxPax. Good work account, but obviously is also in this weird position where he's mining out.
Yeah. Both players are mining out. We have about 1,200 resources for MaxPax still on the main base. We have way more for Rogue on the gold. Rogue is also slightly outmining his opponent right now. What is the chance that MaxPax can walk down here? 3 sentries, 4 stalkers, 2 adepts, 6 zealots against 60 lings and 3 queens. I mean, if there is no creep, 100%, right? There's no way that Rogue is going to win a fight off creep.
Yeah.
Because there's no transfuse available.
Or just in this kind of you know, choked up area as well. You can't fight through those gold minerals. We do transfuse up the Spore Crawler, keep that from dying. Obviously, you need to just kind of fight in the open space. Rogue was starting to mine out these other gold minerals, by the way, but did it start a little bit too late, so now is slowly being pushed away as Revelation by Revelation comes through. Again, we need enough anti-air to realistically fend these oracles off at any point for them. Are looking to try and come in, but Queens are going to continue to zone for the moment. The Lings actually are going to jump in, and we're going to get a fight. The force fields come down, so we are going to be seeing this army taken advantage of. Lings are going to run up into the main base. The Queens are like, uh-oh, oracles are hurting us right now. A lot of Lings going down. The Lings in the main have not done anything at all. They just ran off, and the oracles are going to overwhelm. As one oracle very nearly goes down. But the batteries in the main base will keep these units alive. The Lings will not be able to do anything, and MaxPax looks fine in Game 2. Wow.
This has to be one of the most ridiculous games that I've seen in my entire life. Like 14 minutes of freaking one base defense over here. As MaxPax in the end with the 5 oracles is going to burst through, and Rogue will be forced to tap out. Very exciting game as a result.
I mean, just a very weird situation. I mean, how often does the Protoss invite the Zerg in to their side of the map by mining out the minerals for them, right? Like, I mean, even that part was kind of unorthodox, which set the whole thing into motion, so...
That was indeed very unorthodox. It's one of the more unorthodox moves that I've seen in my life.
Well...
It happened though, Wardy.
It did happen, yeah.
And we were there to watch it.
Well, we'll be recounting this game for days to come, I'm sure.
Yeah, actually. This is one of the more memorable games that I've seen in recent memory.
Alright, Chrono Boost on the probes. Just going to be getting those going. Gateway coming about. Just for now.
Hatchery's going to be built over here on the 3rd base for Rogue. So we're going to go into a standard hatch block type of game, right? This is how it pretty much should look like. And MaxPax is going to feel okay with all of that. I think MaxPax is a player that generally enjoys standard situations more, so that last game must have been hell for him. Did manage to take it home though, as the pool comes down for Rogue. Rogue is just chasing this with his drone, by the way. That's wild stuff. He does not care at all. It's like, I just don't want to get harassed, man. Just leave me the hell alone. We are playing on the Central United States server, of course, a slightly worse ping for Rogue compared to MaxPax.
Yep. Central West, Central West, Central for this series. MaxPax is the 1 seed in this group, so got server preference all day long.
But he's real happy with that.
That he is. Drone nibbling at the probe, chasing about. Next is in the Cybercore coming through. And just see the drone nibbling at that probe for a little bit. Cybercore, again, halfway done. As the spawn pool finishes up as well.
I cannot actually believe we saw freaking 2 spores in the main base like 11 minutes into the game. I'm just thinking back of all the stuff that happened in the game. I was like trying to make a summary in my head, you know? It's like, it was actually freaking wild.
So funny. Such a rogue game, honestly.
You think he should have stayed into the main base with the spores?
I don't know why you'd leave, honestly. Like, what did he gain by leaving? I feel like if you stay in the main, he has a real chance to kill the Nexus eventually, no? Or at least, like...
The thing is that the batteries give so much value, and there was like 5 range units at that point.
Yeah, I guess so. Maybe he leaves before it looks worse. But I think the problem is the one thing he was doing good, though, is like by staying in the main base, he was also able to keep the Oracle energy low. The moment he left the main, I felt like he was only in trouble, because the Oracle started to do so much. They regathered energy. They got to the Healing Shrine as well. So... Yeah, the Healing Shrine actually maybe changed this game too.
Yeah, no, it definitely did. A lot of these oracles were fairly damaged. I think MaxPax completely forgot about them, like conceptually, the Healing Shrine. It's of course quite a new thing in StarCraft 2. Yeah, I mean, there was a lot of mistakes, but there was a lot of stuff where it's like, I'm not entirely sure what should be the correct call here even, which is, very, in my mind, is very cool StarCraft. There's going to be 2 worker kills at the start already. Couple of extra Lings are also going to fall here. Great start for MaxPax as he gets 3 drone kills. He's going to lose most likely both of these adepts in the end. As the first Oracle is going to move towards the 3rd base location. Won't have a spore ready quite yet. There will be a spore in the main base for Rogue.
This is the kind of opening we expected, or at least what I expected to see when we have MaxPax versus Rogue, right? When MaxPax just owns the early game a little bit, he has a great start, and it's just so difficult for Rogue to kind of get going from there a lot of the time, so Kind of a little bit more towards the kind of expected story of this series in this game 3 for the moment.
Yeah. Absolutely. Ooh, follow-up is going to be 4-gate. I guess Glaives, pre-Nexus as well. Second Oracle is at home. It's going to be pretty tricky to scout. Whenever there's two Oracle stuff, it's not super simple to scout. This map is also very hard to have a good Overlord positions. The spot where Rogue is right now isn't even safe. Stalkers can always attack it there. So it's just one of these things that really sucks for Zerg players. You have to fly very far with your Overlords in order to get a safe space. Glaives is going to come out. Yeah, Rogue is... He's going to need to throw down either a Roach Warren or a Baneling Nest right now. Like, actually, about 5 seconds ago. 10 seconds ago.
Yep. It's time to go, man. Roach Warren gonna go down there. The couple of Queens coming across. Oracle gets chased away. Next is coming through. Pro's building. Lings on the Roach Warren building up as the Queen will be finishing very, very soon. So, all that coming about as the Oracle escapes off to the side.
Yeah, usually you wait for 2 full Adept Warpins and then you go. And you're going to go with maybe, what is it, like 11 Adepts total or so? I just don't think Roaches will be out in time. You might be capable of starting Roaches, but they won't be out in time. Second Evo is there, so a potential, or first Evo is there, so a potential full wall with a second Evo is still a possibility. This Adept shade is going to finish up. And the next Warpin of Adept should happen right about now. Luckily for Rogue, this is in the main base. That means these Adepts need to move a little bit longer. Also seems like MaxPax is actually waiting with the move out.
He wants one
He's
more
gonna
warp
go for another Warpin.
Yeah, but I mean, that's a lot. I mean, that really means, like, he's delaying. It's a risk, but I think it may reward, right? Because right now, what Rogue has, the more depths that show up at once, the worse off Rogue is. He's droning. He's got no idea. He's got a very low link count. This is his first real sight of these Adepts. He can build Roaches, but they are so delayed. I actually like this little delay from MaxPax, and I think it's going to work wonders for him right now. Like, he has a lot of Adepts. This wall's going to come down, but the drones are going to get locked out. They didn't get their entry in time, and that is going to be painful as these Queens are very much so on their own. Stasis wall's going to come down to help at the front as well. This is already a horrible start, losing all these Queens. Lings on the counter, though, will force a warp in at home.
Yeah, I mean, that Warpin has to be at home anyway, so it's not going to be the end of the world here for MaxPax as he clears the final Queen as well. 2 Oracles still alive. That is an issue. It just simply means that Roaches by themselves are eventually going to get targeted down by this Oracle with high energy. 63 workers to 61. Blink is on the way, +1 is on the way, and a lot of drones are now going to end up falling. Some decent hold position control out of MaxPax as he gets 14 workers. Single G, double G, quadruple G out of Rogue as game number 3 goes the way of MaxPax.
MaxPax just kind of is comfortable now. Rogue's a little bit kind of losing the feel for the series after that second game. Because I feel like this last game really looks like something we've not seen all day, really. Just dominance from a player.
Yeah, it was a very one-sided affair there, game number 3. Let's hope that Rogue can make a comeback. I mean, Rogue has been playing some wonky games anyway. It shouldn't throw him off too much. That's kind of his trademark. Like, you can't be surprised that you're playing wonky games if you open the way that he opens half the time. Like, it's kind of his brand. So, yeah, if he's thrown off by that, then he probably needs to change up his style. So, for now, MaxPax decided, to not open up with a fast scout. Might even go for a complete no scout here.
No scout, nice and greedy. Save some money. Make your build feel a little bit better.
Yeah, significantly better. There's nothing better about no scouting than no scouting. It's just so nice. Yeah. Everything flows smoothly. Your first Adept is faster. Your first Oracle is faster. The only downside is that you have no information, but if they're playing Hatch first, who gives a crap? Like, I don't need information that they're building drones and Queens and Lings. They always do that. Just having that extra cash, man, it is so freaking sweet. It is so sweet. This next is going to come down over here. Incorporeal usually is considered an okay map for Zerg in the current map pool. Sometimes a Veto as well. I'm surprised to see it this late in the series still. Usually Zergs would pick it a bit faster. This MaxPax is getting a second gas. Long distance mining from the natural. Which is kind of weird, but I'll allow for it. I wonder what the Rogue's plan is going to be. If there's ever a map for Hydraling Bane, this would be the map for Hydraling Bane. Like, it's the ultimate Hydraling Bane map, in my mind.
I think that kind of gives us your answer, man. Like, Rogue loves the Hydraling Bane, man. He is really loving it, so... Yeah. We'll see if that's going to be the case. MaxPax is going to open the Stargate. And maybe see a fairly regular opening for the first few minutes. But again, we're going to have eyes on that MaxPax aggression. Can he get in? Can he deal damage? Can he start the harassment off in a good way? Because obviously things started off well for him last time around. And kind of, if he gets off to a similar start, could be a big deal here as well.
Yeah. Ooh, this time there's going to be single Adept, followed up by a Stalker. So Adept Stalker start here for our boy. Still will allow for fast Oracle production as well, of course. But yeah, not quite as much damage. It's so much harder to deal damage with Adept anyway if the bases aren't split, because there's going to be 2 queens down in the natural, which means it's hard to kind of force links in multiple positions as well. They're just going to be chasing the shades most of the time, while the queens are busy smacking the Adepts around. Third base for Rogue in line position as is standard as well. Stalker starts looking around for any potential overlords, doesn't quite find it. Can you see that it's on top of that natural pillar? I don't think so. I think that is well hidden enough. This Adept's actually going to take significant damage there. Only ends up getting a single link kill, so not the greatest thing, as Oracle should make its way over towards the left side. MaxPax is going to get the kill here on this Overlord. That I can guarantee you. There's not enough links to stop this. Third base is on the way instantly as well, as the Adept moves over into that general position. We get an energy recharge. Stalker's going to move over towards the left. Can I get a Robo facility? Is this going to be an Archon drop here, Wardy?
It does, I mean, it does kind of look towards that, right? Like, Robo so quickly.
4 gas.
I have to see the... Wow, 4 gas as well. That's Twilight. Okay.
Yeah.
Okay. Doing it.
Yeah. Archon drop into fast Immortal production, most likely. It's the most common way of playing this build. Gonna go into 3 more gateways, so 4 gateways total. And Prism into Templar Archives. And you want to just get these Archons out across the map. It's generally great against melee openers, by the way, because there's pretty late lair. Baling Nest in the back. Is this going to be the 3-gas Ling Bane all-in that we've seen a lot of people do?
Could be. Put drones after this round and then just spam the Lings up and get ready to just send it. How do you like that against the Archon drop, though? Feels rough, no?
I mean, if you hit at the time that the Archon drop is moving out, pretty freaking sweet. However, if you're, if the opponent scouts it, and it's a lot less sweet, let me tell you. It's not quite as sweet indeed. You're gonna get a double Zealot Warp in at home as well. Link's actually dealing quite a bit of damage. Nice control out of Rogue. This is why people often keep that Oracle at home if it's just single Oracle. We have a lot of links in production. Could just be to deal with these Adepts. Now the double gases go down. Baling Nest is gonna get spotted. I'm not sure if this is enough info where you're like, okay, this feels scary. Lair seems, by the way, like a fake lair, you know?
Yeah.
The timing of it, just as the shade enters the main base, feels sussy as hell. Yeah. 26 links on the way. This is going to be a 49 drone Ling Bane attack, I think.
He's going to see Archons over here as well.
Yeah.
So, don't lose too many Lings to them.
I mean, the fact that he's running right past your Archons should be super suspicious.
Yeah. You should figure out something's a little up. The Archon's going to head into the main. The Queen's going to try and play the denial for the moment. There's only going to be Queens in the small. But for now, we will flip that back up, and the Prism will move away. Something's got caught in the stasis already. Another stasis is going to help you to buy some time. And these Lings still going to hit this base. Extra Zealots warping in. Queens again trying to fight off the Archons. They're not going to do a ton of damage. Ideally, you want to be hitting that Prism so you can force the Protoss into feeling afraid and having to pull back properly. The Bane's going to get targeted by the Oracle. We are going to miss the probes. So that ruins my excitement moment. As we maybe still get them. We're going to go low, but there ain't no follow-up. That was not it.
That was a terrible outcome here for Rogue.
That was
Rogue is
horrible.
down about 20 workers.
He shot like every dart on the dartboard and he just missed everything.
Yeah. He threw one backwards. Hey, you see that Baneling?
The Banes that walked past all the probes?
Yeah. That was frustrating.
He actually hit the dartboard. Just the dart fell out again after.
Yeah.
No,
it was surprising for sure, as Stalker in the natural with the battery did a good job. It denied the Banelings from going into the natural. It would have made matters much worse, because then you need to split up the Oracle, which you can't do because you only have one Oracle. So that is definitely something that helped MaxPax massively there. Having a Stalker plus battery means you basically need infinite Banelings to burst through it. Now Rogue is going to go for Hydra Link Bane. So that is what we said, but this is not the eco that I was thinking about as, ooh, Templar are going to get sniped. That is a huge deal. When you're playing against Hydra Link Bane, you would love to get some stuff. You would love to get some storms out, but if you can't get the Templar, then you're not going to have any storms. So actually pretty okay there out of Rogue. Still no storms available right now. 2 new Templar do warp in. We are about to have Baneling speed as Hydras are now moving across the map. This push still could have some potential, especially given the fact that MaxPax is floating 1200 minerals, Wardy.
Yep, 1200 on the way up. We are going to see the extra gas continuing through. Let's just see the shot setting up. The Banes gathering together and we get ready to roll down into the front right here. So, Ling Bane, Hydra, going to ready up this attack on in. It's just going to be seeing Rogue. Going to try and send this, but I mean, we're going to get there before Storm, so a bunch of High Tempo that just don't, have any way to use their engine just yet are going to die instantly. It's going to give Rogue a good opening and perhaps the opportunity that we need right now. A few Zealots trying to come through. There's still some Banes left. More Zealots on the left side. We do crash into some Morphine Zealots here. 11 probes have gone down, but now that we're on top of these Hydras, I was going to say this feels pretty good. We lose the Prism at least, which is going to give you a bit more kind of life as Rogue, but I still don't think it's enough to make the difference. MaxPax will hold on, and with equal work accounts more or less, it's looking good for our Protoss.
This was probably the worst possible fight that MaxPax ever could have had. There was like 8 Zealots not in the battle. All of his Templar died before Storm. His Prism died with an Archon inside of it. He was floating 1100 minerals. But because his defense earlier was so good and he didn't lose anything, it didn't really matter. This push out of Rogue apparently had no way of succeeding here because legit everything went well for him. He just wasn't in too bad of a position, apparently. So Rogue right now is trying to kind of transition out of it by getting more Hydra Ling Bane, which I guess is not really a transition, but just a continuation of what we've been doing already. I don't really believe that you can do it with on 5 gases, Hydra Ling Bane. It is really, really tough. So he's going to add a couple more drones in here, maybe wanting to deny a forward base. I would love to see this work, but I'm not envisioning it here right now, Wardy.
No. Not really seen it either. It does feel very good for MaxPax looking to lock up the first slot in the playoffs for this event as we see the Fulings going to the center, going to go after the Zealot there. Let's do attack. 2 pylons coming up. We got Ling Bane Overlord producing on the other side as well. So still bringing that about. Storm coming down. We'll just have ourselves the extra Banes morphing in. A few Lings are going to run to the left side. Zealots are going to jump onto these Zerglings. We are going to have ourselves a clean up there already. So already Rogue struggling to deal with their Storms. Getting rid of most of the Banes. The High Templar doing a good job with the Immortals tanking the last couple shots, and Rogue is just in all sorts of trouble. He can barely keep himself alive at home. He's doing nothing aggressively onto the rest of the army. Maybe he can break through here because MaxPax is a little bit overcommitted, but honestly that only is because he's walked so many Zealots on the left side, which is going to make more issues, and those 2 Immortals currently just whacking down Hydras.
Yeah, Archon's going to finish up morphing as well. Now, there's 8 more Hydras on the way, and the supplies are pretty close, but usually that's not a great sign for the Zerg player if the supplies are that close. Natural dies as well. Zealots now enter the 3rd base, clearing a couple of drones. As eventually Rogue might be capable of beating this, but at what cost? He really has no follow-up. He has no tech. He has nothing right now. As MaxPax is going to try to run in here with the Prism and the 4 Zealots into the main base. It's been blocked off by Spore, so he takes the long way around. Does enter the main base and probably just needs to relax for a second. Get a couple of Templar with a bit of energy. More than 1 Immortal and life should be good. I mean, he has 2 freaking Robos right now. He should be pumping Immortals at a high pace. As, yeah, this Zealot run by is coming to an end as we speak.
Yeah, end of the Zealot run by, but again, Rogue is damaged. I'm actually going to take some shots still. We'll see if it can make a getaway. Going to try, but going through the Spore and then the Hydras as it moves does not exactly help it. As the Lings will not find anything on the other side. A full base MaxPax is up 12. Sorry, can't do math. 18 workers. And just needs to get a couple of Zealot Warpins or so, and he really is just going to be up there on army supply too. There's one of the Warpins. Getting more Archons, getting more Immortals. I mean, just techie units like that are just so good in this scenario. It's so hard for the Ling Bane Hydra to take those down. Especially in this scenario where the army supplies are so similar, you're not overwhelming anymore as you kind of need to be as Rogue.
Yeah, I mean, Rogue has 53 workers. He is double expanding right now, but I'm wondering with what drone count he's going to occupy these expansions, because I'm not quite feeling it. He's not getting any extra upgrades, so despite having a significant Hydra count, they're not upgraded. Meanwhile, MaxPax is at +2, has 10 storms available soon, infinite Archons, a bunch of Immortals in the mix too, the ability to multitask. This should be like close to impossible for Rogue to make a comeback in. He's gonna try with a Zealot run by here right now. MaxPax sees that as his trigger to start moving across the map. He says, okay, you have 50 links in the middle of the map. Let's see what you have at home here, buddy. And it's not a whole lot, let me tell you.
Storm. Hydra's taking a bunch of damage. Just going to be seeing the High Templars continue to drop into the storms. The rocks, they get knocked down. MaxPax is going to take this down.
3-1.
Yeah, 3-1. Nicely done. Fun series again.
Epic showdown.